I've got a secret to tell you. Just because the breath test all put you above 0.08, it doesn't necessarily mean you had to be guilty of DUI. I want to continue our series on the trial defense of DUI cases in California by talking about breath testing and ways to attack that. Breath testing is one of the other common ways in which people might face the DUI investigation. And some of my clients might face not only one, but two different types of breath tests. They might be given what's called a preliminary alcohol screening test before they are arrested. I usually call it the pre-arrest test. And also a chemical breath test on what's supposed to be a more sophisticated, heavier machine. I usually call that the post-arrest test. Anytime someone's getting ready to go to trial on a breath DUI, it's really important, I think, for you and your lawyer to go over the owner's manuals for those breath testing devices. Sounds straightforward, but by going over those owner's manuals, you can really find out the premises on which these devices work. Breath alcohol testing is built on a couple different assumptions, and those assumptions can be found within the owner's manuals for those devices. They may be readily findable online, and you may not have to pay a fee to even get it. One thing that comes up often is that the accuracy of breath alcohol testing is built on the idea that the breath sample is coming from the defendant's deep lungs. Alcohol that's lingering in the defendant's mouth could compromise the accuracy of a breath test. In situations where the defendant might burp or vomit recently, those are situations where a breath alcohol testing may yield a false positive. It may show a higher number than the defendant's actual BAC. Now, the owner's manuals are going to tell you that they have safeguards against mouth alcohol. And from personal experience, I've seen situations in body cams and so forth where a breath testing device actually shuts itself down because mouth alcohol is detected. But of course, nothing is perfect. And therefore, anything can be put to a jury to say, hey, look at all these other potential problems here that could compromise the reliability of a breath test. The preliminary alcohol screening test itself, many owners' manuals flat out admit that it has really no safeguards for mouth alcohol interference, and it requires some more direct handling by the officer on scene to safeguard against that. Or does the defendant have a condition, a gastrointestinal condition that causes a lot of burping and causes some false positives as well, like gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD? That's also something that should be brought to the attention. Anything that can compromise the reliability of those tests, even if it seems abstract at first, you'd be surprised when you develop it and you start questioning the experts on the stand and the officers. Juries will eventually see where the problems with the government's case lie, and that could lead to reasonable doubt and therefore not guilty. Talk about these issues with your lawyer when you're facing a breath DUI charge. It is worth the conversation and maybe worth the risk and the investment of going to trial, especially if you have a winning theory. If you know anyone who is fighting a DUI charge, share this video with them.